Hey Cancer, thank you so much for joining. So we're going to go ahead and do your love reading. This is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So I'm getting that for some of you here, Queen of Swords, there's maybe been something that you have either recently done in order to pass kind of the clouds around your third eye, around your intuition. So this may be something, I don't know, maybe it's something that you've done within yourself, some sort of healing practice, or this could just be something energetically that's been happening within you to where your true kind of either your true purpose, your true essence is coming more to the surface here. I'm hearing no more skirting around. So I guess that means like no more, it's like the Queen of Swords is very direct. The Queen of Swords is very forward, very direct, very clear. So with the air element coming up here, there could be something happening again around clarity, surrounding your mind, surrounding the intuitive perceptions. Yeah, I keep wanting to say that. No more, I keep hearing that again. No more running around, or like no more skirting around. So let's see, Spirit, tell us a bit more about this message here today. What is it that you're trying to say here? So I just saw the Magician, but then it flew back in. We have the Six of Cups, but I think it wanted to fly out in reverse. Yeah, they're showing me a frog and how frogs kind of release through their skin. It feels like there is a lot of releasing happening right now on more than just a energetic level. Like this almost feels like something that could go quite deep. And for some of you, it may be connected to what I mentioned in the beginning. Maybe something about you being a trailblazer in some way. Maybe you are breaking traditions, or you're doing something differently, or you're just becoming more aware of what that is for you. So maybe, for example, you're starting to feel more connected to your authentic truth, whether it's the way that you carry yourself, or the way that you view life, or the things that you want to accomplish here in this world. It's like Spirit said in the beginning, the world is yours, or something like that came up. The world is yours if you want it to be. And so I just think that for a lot of you who chose this reading, or not chose it, but if you're here, if you're drawn to this, it's a sign and an indication that the time is kind of now, and the time is ready for this clearing to happen. And so for most of you, you've probably been already feeling this, because either again you've done something to allow that, maybe you've just been really clearing your mind, maybe you've been setting some kind of intentions, or you're just ready to leave the past in the past, you're ready to leave the version of you behind that is outdated. There's just something like that coming up here for whoever this message is for. Tell us a bit more, Spirit. We have the Chariot. Yeah. I just heard special talents. So for someone, again, this could have to do with like your career. It may have to do with some talents that you have. It's going to be different for everyone, but maybe it's either a spiritual kind of talent, or in the spiritual business, spiritual gifts, or it could be some other talent that you have. But I think it's definitely, whatever that talent is, it is connected to a deeper purpose here for you. And this actually feels like a very big message. Yeah, the Three of Wands. You're definitely ready to expand on a very grand level, a grand scale. Something with this big tiger in the background. It gives me a feeling of support from your ancestors, support from your guides. And it feels like this, this woman in front of the tiger is like that trailblazer energy I was getting. And I think with the Three of Wands here, I'm hearing congratulations. It's like there's a congratulations for the work that you've done on yourself. And I think that for some of you specifically, this current time right now could be like the prime time to start something. So maybe it's a business you're starting. Maybe it's something that you feel very passionate about. Maybe it's just the beginning of kind of the new you in a way, the beginning of the next chapter of your confidence. It just feels like this is the time. And again, they take me back to that message. The world is yours if you want it to be. So maybe there's something about, even though I think with this Queen of Swords, a lot of you have already been doing this, and there's already clouds passing in your life and in your intuitive understanding of yourself and your life and your future. Maybe for some of you, there's still kind of a bit of a final battle or like a final push beyond something that you're needing to release to understand fully that whatever it is that you want in this life can kind of be yours. And I think Spirit wants to say that here for somebody, that this is a message of encouragement and a message of, again, I'm getting for a lot of you this, there's something with family connected here. That may not be for everyone, but there's something connected to maybe you're breaking some sort of generational patterns or generational curses, or you're someone who maybe you're deciding or you've chosen recently to walk your own way, whether that's something that you're actually doing or it's just like energetically. There's something about taking back your power, but in this case it's like a fierceness to it, and something connected to your family, your ancestors. Could even be like certain, again, like traditions or belief systems. And I think that some of you are very aware of this because you've been actively working on that. Others of you, this is something more so happening at, like, maybe you're starting to feel, if you're not kind of aware that you've been actively breaking those cycles, maybe it's going to come in the form of you starting to feel like there's just a call for you to go into this different direction or to start blazing kind of this your own trail. Maybe you start to feel more inspired to make life changes. Maybe you're starting to feel more just encouraged and inspired to change your life in many ways. And Spirit's saying that the reason for that is because of this, because you've successfully overcome, you've successfully outgrown, and you have successfully kind of conquered something that was a belief system that had hindered your true self kind of. And I think I'm hearing for some of you this has been a long time coming, and I think for some they're referring to in this lifetime. For others of you this is even like over the course of many lifetimes. This has been kind of a long time coming for this true essence kind of yourself to fully kind of come out in that way. What else would you like to say, Spirit, for this message, please? We have the crone, yeah, and they're just showing me somebody that these ropes kind of have been detached from them, and I'm being shown you kind of putting your hands like this to represent the fact that you no longer have those ropes. It's almost like maybe you are, for some of you who are aware of this energy shift, maybe you're just very proud of yourself, and you're kind of almost showing, yourself, or you're showing the world, like, I'm no longer tethered, I'm no longer attached. And with the crone here, I do feel, and I was getting from the beginning too, this is for a very powerful group of souls who have, again, a very important mission. There's some deep ancient wisdom within you that you've always carried, and a lot of it is now surfacing to the point where you can access it. And there's actually this hand here too, so maybe there's something with a crow too, or a raven, but yeah, it's like you can more easily access this, or you're going to find very soon that a lot of doors of your gifts are unlocking, whether that is something of, again, some of you this is like your psychic gifts, but this is whatever talent. All of them are spiritual because they're all a part of your soul and like who you've evolved to be at this moment, and past life gifts and all kinds of things. So I do think that there's going to be again a lot of certainty surrounding who you are, and I'm being shown like a green light. It's a green light, and again, that's a specific message for some of you who have been wondering, like, am I at the point where I have enough wisdom to start this? Am I at the point where maybe it could be so many different things? Maybe you're wanting to have a YouTube channel yourself doing readings or helping to guide others with your gifts. It's like maybe you're wondering, am I ready for this? Or you're starting to feel an urge to do that. It's like the answer is yes. You've gotten to this point of receiving this sort of award almost, or this kind of title of the crone here. And I think that for others of you, this is just whatever that is that you feel guided to start, opening a business or starting to leave your kind of mark or your imprint on the world in whatever way that is for you. So it's just like, I'm hearing for some of you, this is already manifested. And for others of you, I'm hearing like the next 2 to 3 months or something. So either you're going to start to feel more of this in the next few months. Maybe if you haven't fully found this path or you haven't fully understood this, you may receive a lot of downloads coming in the next few months about like, this is the path for me, or this is what I've always been meant to do. Or even just reaching a deeper level of appreciation for the gifts that you do have, and kind of being able to have that fierce confidence in yourself of like, this is who I've become. So it's like you're definitely accelerating very quickly in a spiritual way. I just heard leave. Yeah, I just saw someone take off a very heavy backpack, like full of a ton of bricks. And I just heard leave the past in the past. And obviously we have the 6 of Cups here in reverse. And I think that's going to mean different things for everybody. For some, it's definitely going to be about an actual situation. Maybe it's really time to let go of something from the past that you know. Because with the air element of the swords, it's kind of giving me like, if it's weighing the air down, you know, if that makes sense. Like you're supposed to kind of be in a light and airy, breezy kind of energy where you're free to have your ideas come to life and you're free to use these gifts. So whatever this is that you feel intuitively like it's time for me to leave the past in the past, then that's a call to do that. It could also be that this is still the sense of like the conditioning, the belief systems, certain things that you've attached yourself to. It's time to release that from the past now. And I think you've already done that if that's the case. You've been able to release those. I'm seeing a lot of tears. Okay, so some of you could be crying or you need to cry. This is, yeah, the storm. And I will do a more in-depth reading on this energy because I've been feeling a lot of like intense energy too. So I think that this is, there's a big kind of storm happening here that is very intense for a lot of you. And I think that if you have either been needing to cry, this is a call here that it's time to kind of like, it almost feels like those bricks again have almost been like surrounding your aura in a way. It's like, just drop them. There's a feeling of just drop them. And so or a good way to do that is through crying. So if you need to just like set aside some time to tap into your emotions and like let yourself cry, you will feel much lighter. And it's actually something which is like, it's like releasing it all from your system kind of. And yeah, with the siren here too, for someone, again, super specific, I'm being shown something about your voice is part of this talent. That may not be for everyone, but, well, I guess the voice can be for many different like things and professions. It could be, maybe you are speaking to people, maybe you are like on YouTube, for example, or you're called to do that. You could be a singer. You could also just be using your voice in whatever way that is. It could even just be through writing. It could be through the things that you're putting out there in the world, the art that you're putting out there, just whatever it is. It's like at a point now where it's something here with this Chariot, like you're called to something. And I think that for a lot of you, even if you already have like a successful sort of, you know, mission or purpose, it's about a deeper calling that opens you up to the next kind of layer of that. Yeah. Yes, look, we have the Phoenix. I keep hearing that. Actually, they want to pull a card on that. I keep hearing that. I keep seeing those tons of bricks that are falling. And I keep hearing, leave the past in the past. I actually feel too like this is, again, it's going to be different for everyone. It may not even be like one specific situation. It's almost a feeling to where maybe your soul right now is starting to feel that urge to just like release, surrender. Maybe it's coming through in a way to where you just feel like you can't quite understand or pinpoint it, but you just feel like you need to set down this bag of bricks. Or maybe you start to feel like it's just like, I just can't fight kind of anymore, or I can't go uphill anymore. There's just a feeling to where that is accurate, like that's in alignment right now. So whatever you can do to purge, release, and just kind of surrender, I guess, in any way is what the message is here. Just deeply surrender. Because it seems like on the other side of that surrender is the opening of kind of this deeper wisdom and a deeper calling, not only related to, I'm hearing, your voice or your talents, but it's kind of everything. It could be your love life too. It's like, it's almost like the things that will start to call you, and the things that you are going to start to call, what you're seeking is seeking you kind of feeling, will become more on your radar and will become more evident here very soon because of this releasing that's happening. It's like after the storm, your desires are much closer in proximity than where they were before that cloud had passed. And I'm hearing it's a big cloud. So for a lot of you, this is a very big cloud. So maybe it's a cloud that has been, lingering for years or for lifetimes even. It's just been, reigning over your life here. Okay, yeah, the Four of Wands. So this feels actually, with that message I heard in the beginning about the world is yours, that was at the bottom when I had shuffled, and here it is again. So it just feels like you're entering into a very stable chapter where I'm hearing the pieces are coming together. Yeah, it's kind of like that quote, sometimes things have to fall apart to fall back together. There's a feeling to where a lot of things are going to start to fall back together for you, and the storm has either already passed or you're having to go through the storm right now. And I'm hearing embrace the storm. It's almost like embrace the rain, go out in the storm, kind of feeling, let the rain wash over you, because something very beautiful is on the other side of that storm. And with the siren here, it's definitely, I'm hearing Spirit say you can't understand it now. So they don't want to really go too much into that, I guess, but whatever this is, you can't fully understand it or wrap your mind around it right now, but it will become more in view soon. So just trusting that kind of this new foundation that is coming in for you. It almost feels like this siren here is it's that feeling again I'm getting of like what you're seeking is seeking you, whatever that's going to mean for you specifically. Something is going to, like, it's almost like this house is becoming on the track now. You can kind of see it, you can see it twinkling in the distance, and this home kind of represents somewhere that you've been trying to get to for a long time. I'm hearing some sort of happiness, joy, stability, romance, everything that you've been seeking within yourself. It's like with the world is yours for the taking, this home kind of represents everything that can be created in that home. So yeah, they want to say that it's kind of a bit of a mystery. I'm hearing for some of you that this is an impending kind of shift that's happening. And again, I'm being told that for some of you, you're fighting it though. So whether you're fighting it because you're refusing to surrender, or whether you're fighting it because you're refusing to let go of things that you know you have to let go of, there's just a feeling to where your higher self and your guides are like trying to push you forward right now to surrendering and to going through this Phoenix kind of process. I'm hearing go for the gold. So I don't know what that means. So let's just get one final message. Let's get one final message here. Spirit, show me a like a blank sheet of paper with like an outline of a house in the color gray, and I'm hearing fill in the colors, and they're showing me like a box of colored pencils. So this kind of feels to me like, again, the world is yours. That's actually what they want to say here. They want me to explain more about that before we get the final card. That what they mean by that is now it's your turn to pick up the paintbrush or pick up the colored pencils, and whatever that home looks like for you. Maybe some people want to color it, like a colorful color. Maybe you want to color it the colors of nature. Everyone's going to have a different vision for what that is, but they're just saying that maybe that box of colored pencils or crayons wasn't accessible to you before because in a way it just feels like in whatever that was, you weren't, maybe either you weren't ready to step into this power yet, or with the Queen of Swords, it's like you had to fully realize your potential, or you had to fully see things for what they really are, which is happening now for you, and it's been happening. And so this is almost like jumped you forward on a new timeline here. So now the world, you can color it in how you want. So I feel like what they mean too by that is that your life can be as joyous as you want it to be. You can manifest whatever you want to manifest. You are kind of you're in a place you're in a position of leadership and charge here with the crone. And so, yeah. I'm here. I just heard this has been a big undertaking. So for some of you, definitely, yeah, you have come here with a very important and powerful mission that maybe Spirit's kind of acknowledging that you have this has been a very big undertaking for you in this lifetime. We have helping others is something you find yourself doing all the time, even if you know that it may not be in your best interest. Finding yourself at times being taken advantage of by the takers of this world. That was at the bottom. And then we have many friends are acquaintances. There are very few that genuinely get you or ever see the whole you. You develop a deep bond with a very few here. And so these cards are very like starseed cards. So definitely some of you can resonate with being a starseed. And I feel like that's actually what it is. I'm getting this feelings of chills actually with this, because some of you are going to be meeting people who you felt maybe misunderstood. So they're actually taking me back to the very original message that I forgot about the distinct, unique part of you that came up in the beginning. Some of you here, you have a very unique frequency that is not easily understood by mainstream, like society and most people. And I think Spirit's saying to see that as a gift. And that could be the whole summary of this message is that you're beginning to see the gift in your uniqueness, and you're beginning to see how sacred and special your energy is. And you may have given yourself so much to people in the past, and you've maybe given yourself so much to, again, family came up strongly, so maybe it was a certain role that you played in your family. It may have been a certain kind of societal expectation that you had to fit yourself into, or that you felt that you had to. And there's something developing and opening within you now to where it's like you're going towards what your soul, it feels really beautiful with the siren. It's like that what you're seeking is seeking you, is someone or a group of people that really match and understand you in a way that you haven't been understood, because you've been able to get to this position within yourself now. So I think with this here, you're dropping the burdens of other people, whether you're doing this again, like actually, I think that could be a message for some of you if you feel like that you have to start to kind of clean away your life and maybe the people in it, the things that you've been giving to that haven't given back to you. But it can be energetically too, where those patterns are being released. Your hands are free. And as your hands are free, you're inviting in now what truly resonates with your soul. And then lastly, we have an attraction to ancient civilizations and time periods your spirit may have incarnated within that civilization, and now you contain the collective consciousness of that time. So maybe some of you are drawn to a certain civilization. There could be something that, for some reason I just heard music, so I don't know what that means, but that could be a very specific message for somebody watching. Maybe you're drawn to create a certain type of music, and it could come from some previous lifetime. Maybe it's similar to a certain style of music during that time period, or just something about that. But I think for others of you, there's definitely this strong feeling. I keep getting this tingling feeling in the body where there's some sort of call. And it seems like the call is coming from this deep inner knowing that something is right for you, or that it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like with the crone, it's like everything's kind of clicking, or it's about to click more into place as to like why you're here, or like who you are. And you may even be connecting the dots to that specific kind of, like, I keep getting like who you are. Yeah. So I will leave it here. I wanted to just do a bit of a shorter type of reading update, but I will be expanding a bit more on this, you know, in later readings this week. But I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that whoever needed to hear this was drawn to this reading and that you could resonate with this message. So I will leave it here. If you do want to check out our Patreon community, I do post exclusive pick a card readings as well as weekly prediction scrying readings over there. And the details for personal readings are also down below in the description box. So I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love.